You are now entering a recorded field transmission from the Department of Lost Places. This is archive entry 033. The subject of this record is known as The City Beneath the Clouds. Amongst all locations presently maintained within department archives, few inspire such immediate disbelief. Not because the city appears impossible, though it does. Not because access is rare, though it is. The disbelief arises from a simpler observation. The city feels familiar. Visitors frequently report the sensation that they have glimpsed it before, through an aircraft window, in the final moments before waking, while watching clouds gather above distant hills. A certainty lingers. Not that they have visited, but that they have almost visited. The earliest verified account originates from the journal of an astronomer who spent many years studying the night sky from a remote mountain observatory. One evening, after falling asleep during a period of observation, he recorded a vivid dream. He found himself standing above an ocean of clouds. Far below, white mist stretched endlessly towards the horizon. Above, the stars shone with extraordinary clarity, and resting between those two worlds stood a city. The account attracted little attention at the time, yet over subsequent decades, similar descriptions began appearing throughout department records. Different people, different countries, different circumstances. The same city. The department eventually concluded that the reports referred to a single location. A settlement existing somewhere above weather, yet below the stars. The city is typically encountered during periods of contemplation, not crisis, not confusion, moments when visitors are attempting to understand something, a decision, a memory, a change, a question. The city rarely appears when answers are demanded. It appears when perspective is sought. Arrival occurs by various routes: railways climbing through the mist, a winding mountain road, a staircase emerging from clouds, a balloon drifting upwards through silver light. The path differs. The destination remains the same. Eventually, visitors emerge above the cloud layer. The transformation is immediate. The sky opens. The stars become brighter. The world below disappears beneath an endless white sea. And there, upon broad terraces carved into a mountainside, stands the city. Its architecture combines elements from many cultures and eras: stone walkways, arch bridges, observatories, gardens, libraries, towers illuminated by warm lantern light. Nothing appears ancient. Nothing appears modern. The city seems unconcerned with time. Surveyors often note an unusual silence upon arrival. Not the absence of sound, the absence of urgency. Conversations continue, footsteps echo, fountains flow. Wind moves through trees, yet nothing brushes. The city appears to operate according to a different rhythm than the world below. One of its most distinctive features is the cloud layer itself. The city stands above it. Visitors can walk to countless overlooks where the clouds stretch outward like an endless landscape. Mountaintops occasionally emerge through the mist like distant islands. Sunlight creates shifting pathways across the white expanse. Moonlight transforms it into silver. Many travellers spend hours simply watching. The department has recorded hundreds of observations from these overlooks. Remarkably, they share a common theme: perspective. Problems that once appeared enormous seem smaller. Complicated situations appear more understandable. Long journeys become visible as complete paths rather than isolated steps. The city does not provide answers. It provides altitude. Near the centre of the settlement stands a structure known as the Hall of Windows. Despite its name, the building contains no ordinary windows. Instead, its walls are completely composed of vast openings overlooking different scenes. Some reveal familiar landscapes, forests, coastlines, cities, fields. Others display locations impossible to identify. Yet the views are not geographic, they are interpretive. Visitors frequently report recognizing aspects of their own lives within the scenes. A difficult decision may appear as diverging roads crossing a valley, a long friendship as two rivers travel side by side, a period of uncertainty as a forest path winding through morning mist. Nothing is explained. Nothing is labelled. The city prefers observation to instruction. Further uphill lies one of the archive's most celebrated locations, the Garden of Distances. The garden consists of terraces planted with flowers from every season. Spring blossoms grow beside autumn leaves. Summer roses bloom near winter frost. At first glance, the arrangement appears chaotic. Closer examination reveals extraordinary harmony. Every season coexists peacefully. The garden seems dedicated to a simple truth. Different stages of life need not compete with one another. One surveyor later wrote, "The garden understood that becoming is not a race." The department continues to regard this as one of the most significant observations associated with the city. Perhaps the most visited structure is the Observatory of Near and Far Things. Unlike traditional observatories, its instruments do not focus upon stars, they focus upon scale. Visitors looking through the lenses report unusual experiences. Small moments become visible in extraordinary detail. A kind gesture, a brief conversation, a forgotten afternoon. Then the perspective shifts. Years pass, journeys unfold, lives intersect, consequences ripple outward. The observatory appears uniquely interested in helping visitors understand proportion. What matters? What passes? What remains? Many emerge from the experience feeling unexpectedly peaceful. Not because everything has become clear, because not everything needs to. One recurring figure appears throughout accounts of the city. Department records refer to them simply as the cartographer. The cartographer is often encountered walking the city's upper terraces, carrying rolled maps beneath one arm. Visitors occasionally ask what the maps depict. The answer remains remarkably consistent. Context. No further explanation is typically provided. The department has found this response deeply characteristic of the city itself. Context is perhaps the city's most valuable resource. Not information, not certainty. Context. The ability to see one thing in relation to another. Eventually visitors prepare to leave. The descent begins, the cloud layer rises, the stars fade, the city recedes into the distance. Many attempt to memorize every detail, the shape of streets, the colour of lanterns, the arrangement of the terraces. Yet memory rarely preserved such specifics. Instead, visitors carry away a feeling, space, breathing room, perspective, the sense that life may be larger and more interconnected than it sometimes appears from ground level. The department classifies the city beneath the clouds as type, elevated dream settlement, perspective archive, atmospheric observation site, access level occasional, most frequently encountered during periods of reflection, decision-making, or personal reassessment. Final note from the archivist. Clouds possess an unusual reputation. They are often described as obstacles, things that obscure vision, prevent clarity, hide distant horizons. The city proposes another possibility. Perhaps clarity is not achieved by eliminating clouds. Perhaps it is achieved by occasionally rising above them. Not forever, only long enough to remember how vast the landscape truly is. This concludes archive entry 033. The record is sealed. The lanterns remain lit. The clouds continue their slow passage below. The city remains above them. End transmission.